Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved and the Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill 9670.
House Bill 9670, an act institutionalizing and enhancing the role of parent, teacher, and community associations in promoting the welfare and protecting the rights of children, amending for the purpose Presidential Decree Number 603, otherwise known as the Child and Youth Welfare Code.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my distinguished colleagues and members of this august chamber, isang makabatang hapon po sa inyong lahat. I am here today to take a stand for greater protection of Filipino children and youth. It is with delight that with this synergy and hard work of all the members of the Committee on the Welfare of Children and our partner agencies, non-government organizations, and stakeholders, House Bill number 9670, or an act institutionalizing and enhancing the role of parent, teacher, and community associations in promoting the welfare and promoting the rights of children.
Officers ng PTA, hindi pwedeng maging treasurer si teacher. Kasi nga, di ba? So may mga experience kasi na baka mapaghinalaan si teacher, di ba? Yung accountability. The most na pwedeng ng mga officials ay yung pagiging yung secretary ng PTCA para sa mga records and documents yung teachers. Gusto ko lang mailayo, no? Mailayo yung ating mga kaguruan doon sa mga money accountability kasi in the past may mga experience na ganun na nagkaroon ng administrative case yung mga
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we consider House Bill number 9670 as contained in Committee Report number 901 and may request that the Secretary General be directed to read the title of the said bill.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The motion is approved and the Secretary General is directed to read the title of House Bill 9670.
House Bill 9670, an act institutionalizing and enhancing the role of parent, teacher, and community associations in promoting the welfare and protecting the rights of children, amending for the purpose Presidential Decree Number 603, otherwise known as the Child and Youth Welfare Code.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we open the period of sponsorship and debate.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The period of interpellation and debate is hereby open. Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the chairperson of the Committee on Welfare of Children, the Honorable Angelica Natasha Co, be recognized to begin sponsorship of the said measure.
The chair of the Welfare of Children Committee, the Honorable Angelica Natasha Co, is hereby recognized to sponsor the measure.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, my distinguished colleagues and members of this august chamber, isang makabatang hapon po sa inyong lahat. I am here today to take a stand for greater protection of Filipino children and youth. It is with delight that with this synergy and hard work of all the members of the Committee on the Welfare of Children and our partner agencies, non-government organizations, and stakeholders, House Bill number 9670, or an act institutionalizing and enhancing the role of parent, teacher, and community associations in promoting the welfare and promoting the rights of children, amending for the purpose Presidential Decree number 603, otherwise known as the Child and Youth Welfare Code, had been passed at the committee level. House Bill number 9670 generally seeks to institutionalize and enhance the role of parent, teacher, and community associations in the rearing, education, and holistic development of the children towards civic involvement. It also aims to promote the welfare and rights of children by harnessing the synergy of parents, school authorities, and mentors, and the community in the upbringing and development of children. House Bill number 9670 also amplifies or updates PD 603's loan provision on parent-teacher association. First, HB 9670 expressly includes child development centers, or formerly daycare centers, in the coverage. Second, it reinforces and activates greater participation by including in the PTCA composition the parent substitutes, community development workers, duly recognized community groups such as social workers, guidance counselors, medical and mental health practitioners, or those having knowledge, training, or experience in the protection and promotion of child rights. Finally, it clearly enumerates the principal and fundamental functions of the PTCA. The PTCA, which is composed of parents, parent substitutes, teachers, community development workers, and a duly recognized community group, which may be social workers, guidance counselors, medical and mental health practitioners, or those having the knowledge, training, or experience in the protection and promotion of child rights, shall be regarded as strong partners in the implementation of development plans for children. Among its duties and functions are: first is to assist the local authorities and school officials in promoting the welfare of children. Second is to create a development program for children. Third is to ensure the full cooperation of parents, teachers, and stakeholders. Consult the children through their student councils in the planning, implementation of programs, projects, and activities. Serve as an avenue for stakeholders to address children's concerns in schools and communities. Support the implementation of the school's child protection policies as mandated by the Department of Education. 7, partner with school officials and student councils in the design and implementation of school programs. And lastly, is to strengthen accountability among stakeholders by facilitating information dissemination on the DepEd programs and services. In order to achieve the objectives of the law, the DepEd and the Early Childhood Care and Development Council shall, in consultation with agencies concerned, lead in the drafting of the IRR. The meaningful involvement and support of the parents, teachers, who are the second parents of children, and the community are indeed vital in the creation and maintenance of an environment conducive to the proper upbringing of the children, and particularly with respect to their preparation for adult life, and the conscientious discharge of their civic duties as a whole. I hope that in this Congress, House Bill number 9670 will finally survive the hurdles and be enacted into law. I thank you all for the forthcoming support in achieving our objectives of fostering a spirit of shared purpose and cooperation among the elements of the educational community and between the community and other sectors of society, in realization that only in such an atmosphere can our true goals for the welfare of children be fulfilled. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, I move that we recognize the Honorable Franz Castro for her interpellation.
The lady from the Party List Act Teachers, the Honorable Franz Castro, is recognized for her interpellation.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, and thank you to our Majority Floor Leader. So, would the distinguished sponsor yield to some clarificatory questions?
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
Well, this is a welcome measures, no, about the PTCA. So am I correct that this is a amendment to PD 603?
Yes, that's correct, Mr. Speaker.
So when we say, let's have first the definition. So when we say PTCA, kasi dati, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, PTA lang. Okay, so why do we include a community in the organization, Mr. Speaker? Kasi sa ngayon, ang practice ng ating mga eskwelahan, meron silang tinatawag na school-based PTA. So, ang ibig sabihin nun, ang pwede lang magmiyembro doon sa PTA ay yung mga parents, mga guardians na may mga anak. May mga parents na may mga, syempre, may mga anak sa school at guardians. So, bakit po natin in-include yung community?
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Una-una, ang PTCA bill, yes, it includes other people such as, kanina po nabanggit natin, parents, parent substitutes, teachers, community development workers, and a duly recognized community group, which may be social workers, guidance counselors, medical or mental health practitioners, or those having knowledge, training, or experience in the protection and promotion of child rights. Isa po sa napakahalagang sagot dito, no, kung bakit natin ini-include ang ating mga community is because of an inclusion in the resources. They can be this group of people will be of so much help to our schools. The community can provide teachers and parents a way to harness and tap good resources and manpower. This can also foster a relationship within institutions and can provide linkages within our communities. They can also provide learning that we can only get from our communities and societies, because alam po natin ang pag-aaral ay hindi po natatapos lamang sa paaralan, kundi pati paglabas ng eskwelahan. So ito po ang isa sa pinaka essence kung bakit po naglalagay tayo ng communities in the PTCA.
Yes, thank you Mr. Speaker for that clarification. So malinaw po, no, kasi sa mga experience po sa mga eskwelahan, like for example, ako naging teacher ako, may mga PTA, kasi hindi naman ito bago, yung PTCA. May mga community na nai-involve doon sa mga eskwelahan, and then nagkakaroon ng mga problema. To the point, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, na nangingialam na sila sa lahat ng aspects ng mga nangyayari sa eskwelahan. And even yung mga teachers ay harassed, na-intimidate nitong mga community na ito na, kumbaga, hindi naman sa lahat. So may mga civic society naman o mga organizations na may mga naitutulong. Kaya magandang ma-define din natin as speculated naman dito sa measure or sa bill, Mr. Speaker, dahil sa karanasan po, no, ng mga schools natin na nagkakaroon ng, minsan hindi na siya parents doon, tapos nagpapa-elect siya, Mr. Speaker, as officer of the PTA or the PTCA. So minsan ano na siya, no, wala na siyang anak doon, nasa community siya, dahil may pangalang community doon sa PTCA. Kasi ito, institutionalization na ito, no? Meron na tayong batas. So ang nangyayari kasi, may mga pumapasok na mga outsiders na nagkukunwang may pakialam dahil community sila, involved sila sa halimbawa mga barangay na sumasali as a community. So mahalagang, maganda naman na i-define dito kung sino lang yung mga community na yan. So, pero itong mga social workers, guidance counselors, medical and mental health practitioners, or those having knowledge, training, and experience. So ito lang po yung sinasabi natin at dinidefine natin na community.
Yes, Mr. Speaker, that's correct, no? We just want to also clarify na hindi basta-basta o kahit sino lang ang pwedeng pumasok sa PTCA bill. Nakalagay po dito sa ating bill na una, kailangan duly recognized community group sila. Ibig sabihin, it entails proper registration with the school kung talagang tama or totoo na sila ay social workers o mga health practitioners. Pangalawa, they also have to undergo board exams kagaya po ng mga sa medical and mental health professionals that can be included. So aside from the registration, syempre kailangan ma-prove also na sila ay talagang totoo at talagang pumasa sa board exams. And yung pangatlo nga po, at kinakailangan talagang they are knowledgeable and trained and experienced in the protection and promotion of child rights. It is unfortunate na sa ibang mga lugar ay meron pong mga naharas na teachers. Siguro po we cannot really fault the system, but maybe what we can do is to make sure that in the IRR, we can notify the proper authority, no? So to further elaborate or to further make sure na yung makakasali sa PTCA bill are the people that can really help our children.
That's good. Thank you for the explanation, Mr. Speaker and distinguished sponsor. Etong mga guidance counselors, kasama din ba sila sa community? Kasi alam natin, Mr. Speaker, organic sana yung mga guidance counselors sa mga eskwelahan. At hindi naman din sila kasama doon sa community na binabanggit natin, like yung mga medical or mental practitioners. And isa pa, Mr. Speaker, kailangan nga talaga natin, di ba, sa mga eskwelahan, yung mga health workers, para hindi yung mga teachers natin yung nagiging clinic teacher, 'di ba? At least may kaalaman ang mga experts na ito doon sa health, sa psychology, sa ano ng bata, physiology ng bata. So ito pong guidance counselors na ito, sinasama natin sila sa community. So bakit po? Kasi dapat talaga may guidance counselors ang mga eskwelahan.
Thank you. Tama po kayo. Dapat po talaga lahat ng eskwelahan ay may guidance counselors. Unfortunately, hindi enough ang ating mga guidance counselors in the school. So, dito po sa PTCA bill, syempre kung meron po tayong in the community who can help, or kung sila po ay mga guidance counselors and would want to help in the community, they can do so through the PTCA. And kanina po nabanggit ko rin yung mga duties and responsibilities ng PTCA at ilan doon ay ang para tumulong sa pagplano ng mga development goals ng ating mga kabataan and to assist the authorities in promoting the welfare of children. Kaya po, naisama rin po natin talaga dito ang mga guidance counselors.
Okay. So, thank you, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor. Talagang kailangan natin ng mga guidance counselors. Kung wala man talagang mga qualified na guidance counselors na nasa school, pwede yung mga related field na may kinalaman sa psychology, like psychology, psychometrician.
That's
kasi
right.
ang taas kasi ng ang taas ng qualification ng guidance counselors, and isa pa, tinututulan nila syempre yung mababang sweldo doon sa atin. So meron naman mga guidance counselors na nasa labas. So yun ang sinasabi natin na merong expertise.
That's right.
Next, Mr. Speaker, etong parent substitute. So meron lang po akong ilang mga agam-agam dito, no. Although nilagay naman dito, it refers to a person other than biological parent who was in custody over a child or is primarily responsible for the child's care, physical, moral, intellectual, etc. Kasama na dito yung legal guardians and caregivers, provided that the surrogate parents and care providers shall secure certification from proper office of the Department of Social Welfare and Development confirming them as parent substitute. So parang nilagay na natin dito sa bill na instead na guardians, na dinefine naman, may mga definition din naman tayo sa mga laws natin as regards to the children, mga children welfare law. So, are we introducing another term dito sa bill natin on parent substitute? So, kailangan lang talaga na, kasi may mga nagkukunwari na parent, di ba? So, kailangan talaga, kung hindi siya talaga biological parent, ay talagang meron siyang certification from the proper office.
Yes.
So, maganda yan. So, gusto natin yan. Aside from nilalawakan natin yung mga pwede, kasi marami talaga tayong mga guardian or legal guardian na talagang kahit nga hindi nila hindi nila kamag-anak, nag-aalaga dun sa bata. So yun po yung introduction ng parent substitute. So I commend okay naman itong
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
pagpapalawak natin ng definitions. Yes.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Salamat po.
Okay, so dito po sa officers, so kailangan ba ang parent teachers and community association? So syempre, kung mag-form sila ng organization, they have to have the bylaws.
Yes.
They have to elect every year. Tama
That's
po,
correct,
no?
Mrs.
Kasi alam ko kung magge-generate sila halimbawa ng mga projects and programs sa mga eskwelahan, dapat meron din silang mga kaukulang for accountability. So yan din yung nangyayari, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor. Pag may ganitong organization sa mga school, pag may I mean, pag may nangyaring korupsyon or may nagtakbo ng pera, walang accountability. So meron po ba tayo sa part ng batas na accountability doon sa mga officers ng PTCA?
Mr. Speaker, I think with that, I think siguro po we can inform or notify the proper authority sa paggawa ng IRR na to include also the mention or itong accountability pagdating po sa pag-elect ng officers para meron po talaga accountability yung officers.
Yes, okay. Tapos meron ding silang talagang kailangan ay, so siguro very tedious siguro yung magpaparegister sila, no?
That's right, Mr. Speaker.
Re-register.
Nakalagay po talaga dito na kailangan naka-register. So.
Okay, so kailangan magpa-register at mahalaga kasi yung accountability. Kung may mga projects and programs that would entail mga voluntary contributions later on, kung may mga projects, at hindi dapat ma-involve din dito yung mga teachers. So gusto rin natin protection na dun sa, kasi ngayon alam ko Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, kapag nag-elect ng mga officers ng PTA, hindi pwedeng maging treasurer si teacher. Kasi nga, 'di ba? So may mga experience kasi na baka mapaghinalaan si teacher, 'di ba, yung accountability. The most na pwedeng ng mga officials ay yung pagiging lang yung secretary ng PTCA para sa mga records and documents yung teachers. Gusto ko lang mailayo, no? Mailayo yung ating mga kaguruan doon sa mga money accountability kasi in the past may mga experience na ganun na nagkaroon ng administrative case yung mga ilan lang na nakita ko na ng mga schools.
Thank you,
Okay?
Mr. Speaker.
So that would be
Rest
siguro
assured,
that would be
included in the
included.
IRR.
Oh yeah, included in the IRR. Thank you, distinguished sponsor. Okay, so lagay ko yun lang naman po, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor, yung aking mga matatanong doon, yung mga definitions at saka yung role at yung accountability at yung maiwas natin yung teachers doon sa Okay, so yun lang po, Mr. Speaker, distinguished sponsor.
Thank you,
Maraming
Mr.
salamat.
Speaker.
Majority Leader.
Mr. Speaker, there being no member who wishes to interpolate the said sponsor, I move that we terminate the period of sponsorship.
Is there any objection? The chair hears none. The period of interpellation is terminated.
Kung meron man kayong mga komento tungkol sa mga isyong ito, maaari kayong magbigay ng mga reaksyon sa comment section na makikita sa ibaba ng bidyong ito. Maraming salamat, at kung ikaw ay interesado ng mga bidyong tulad nito, mangyaring suportahan ang channel na ito sa pamamagitan ng pagpindot ng like, pag-share ng mga video, at kung bago ka pa lang sa channel na ito, please subscribe sa channel na ito at pindutin ang notification bell at piliin ang all upang maabisuhan ka para sa mga paparating pang mga videos.